put it in his pocket, and thanked the frog, who dived down again, panting and quite tired, as it seemed, with its work. The farther he went, the heavier he found, to his great joy, the pocket grow, and so he turned himself homeward, trusting greatly in his good luck. He reached home nearly about the same time that his brothers came up, with their horses and coaches all heavily laden. Then the old king was very glad to see his children again, and pulled the ring off his finger to try who had done the best. But in all the stock which the two eldest had brought, there was not one piece, a tenth part of which would go through the ring. At this they were greatly abashed, for they had made a laugh of their brother, who came home, as they thought, empty-handed. But how great was their anger when they saw him pull from his pocket a piece that for softness, beauty, and whiteness was 1,000 times better than anything that was ever before seen. It was so fine that it passed with ease through the ring. Indeed, 2 such pieces would readily have gone in together. The father embraced the lucky youth, told his servants to throw the coarse linen into the sea, and said to his children, "Now you must set about the second task which I am set you. Bring me home a little dog so small that it will lie in a nutshell." His sons were not a little frightened at such a task, but they all longed for the crown, and made up their minds to go and try their hands. And so after a few days they set out once more on their travels. At the crossways they parted as before, and the youngest chose his old dreary rugged road, with all the bright hopes that his former good luck gave him. Scarcely had he sat himself down again at the bridge foot, when his old friend the frog jumped out, set itself beside him, and as before opened its big wide mouth and croaked out, "What's the matter?" Prince had this time no doubt of the frog's power, and therefore told him what he wanted. "It shall be done for you," said the frog, and springing into the stream, it soon brought up a hazelnut, laid it at his feet, and told him to take it home to his father and crack it gently, and then see what would happen. The prince went his way very well pleased, and the frog, tired with its task, jumped back into the water. His brothers had reached home first, and brought with them a great many very pretty little dogs. The old king, willing them all he could, sent for a large walnut shell, and tried it with every one of the little dogs, but one stuck fast with the hind foot out, and another with the head, and a third with the forefoot, and a fourth with its tail. In short, some one way and some another, but none was at all likely to sit easily in this new kind of kennel. When all had been tried, the youngest made his father a dutiful bow, and gave him the hazelnut, begging him to crack it very carefully. The moment that this was done, out ran a beautiful little white dog upon the king's hand, wagged its tail, fondled his new master, and soon turned about and barked at the other little beasts in the most graceful manner, to the delight of the whole court. The joy of every one was great. The old king again embraced his lucky son, told his people to drown all the other dogs in the sea, and said to his children, "Dear sons, your weightiest tasks are now over. Listen to my last wish. Whoever brings home the fairest lady shall be at once the heir to my crown." The prize was so tempting, and the chance so fair for all, that none made any doubts about their setting to work, each in his own way, to try and be the winner. The youngest was not in such good spirits, as for the last time he thought to himself, "The old frog has been able to do a great deal for me, but all its power must be nothing to me now, for where should it find me a fair maiden? Still less a fairer maiden than was ever seen at my father's court. The swamps where it lives have no living things in them, but toads, snakes, and such vermin." Meantime he went on, and sighed as he sat down again with a heavy heart by the bridge. "Ah, frog," said he, "this time thou canst do me no good." "Never mind," croaked the frog, "only tell me what is the matter now." Then the prince told his friend what trouble had come upon him. "Go thy way home," said the frog, "thy fair maiden will follow hard after, but take care, and do not laugh at whatever may happen." This said, it sprang as before into the water, and was soon out of sight. The prince still sighed on, for he trusted very little this time to the frog's word, but he had not set many steps towards his home before he heard a strange noise behind him, and looking round saw 6 large water vats dragging along a large pumpkin like a coach, full trot. On the box sat an old fat toad as coachman, and behind stood 2 little frogs as footmen, and 2 fine mice with stately whiskers ran before as outriders. Within sat his old friend the frog, rather misshapen and unseemly to be sure, but still with some what of a graceful air as it bowed to him in passing. Much too deeply wrapped in thought as to his chance of finding the fair lady whom he was seeking to take any heed of the strange scene before him, the prince scarcely looked at it, and had still less mind to laugh. The coach passed on a little way, and soon turned round a corner that hid it from his sight. But how astonished was he, on turning the corner himself, to find a handsome coach, and 6 black horses standing there, with a coachman in gay livery, and within the most beautiful lady he had ever seen, whom he knew soon to be the fair Cherry, for whom his heart had been so long panted. As he came up, the servants opened the coach door, and he was allowed to seat himself by the beautiful lady. They soon came to his father's city, where his brothers also came, with trains of fair ladies. But as soon as Cherry was seen, all the court gave her with one voice the crown of beauty. The delighted father embraced his son, and named him the heir to his crown, and ordered all the other ladies to be thrown, like the little dogs, into the sea and drowned. They're pretty rough in this kingdom. Then the prince married Cherry, and lived long and happily with her, and indeed lives with her still, if he be not dead. That's the end of the story. I guess the Brothers Grimm come from a different time, where you like drowned dogs and drowned ladies if they were not quite fair enough. Yeah. Don't be drowning dogs or ladies. I miss you loads. I hope you enjoy the story. Love you very much, and see you soon. Bye.